Hey there everyone, Tin from K-On here, and today we're at the back of this Prado 150 installing a rear cage or basket. Okay, we've got this awkward space in the back of the Prado 150s that's a little bit hard to use. So what we've come up with is this basket here. It's a little bit of a cage, gives you a nice lip and a fair bit of room to store your little bits and pieces, whether it's going to be a spice rack or your drinks, etc, etc. Designed to work with the K-On rear door table, but if you don't have one, it'll still make use of that space for you. So what we'll need your cage. We've got some self-tapping screws there. We're going to need an 8mm socket and a drill, a 3mm drill bit, and a pencil to mark your holes. So let's get started. Okay, what you want to do first is just check the positioning of the cage. It should sit in there quite nicely, and depending on how you've installed the rear door table, I would just check that the bottom of that door, that table I mean, doesn't touch the bottom of that cage. It should be fine, but if you do find you're having a bit of trouble, you might want to loosen off the screws and maybe drop it down a little, or just install the cage up a little bit higher. But I don't anticipate that's going to be too much of an issue. Now the next thing you want to do, and I've done it already, but you want to mark the position of this hole and this hole, only because you can't get easy access to the other holes, and the way to do that is with a pencil. So go ahead, position it, mark, position. Make sure you push this side all the way up hard against the plastic. There's a bit of a stopper there, and then mark this one as well. Okay. Take that off. You can see I've got my position marked there and my position marked there. So what we'll do now is we'll drill and install these two top holes, and then we'll do the bottom holes. They're a little bit harder to get to because the table's in the way, but we'll do those later. Okay, we got our 3mm drill, and just carefully drill a hole right in the middle of where you've marked it, just these top two. Okay, now we'll just install these top two first, and that'll hold the cage in place for when we mark the bottom three holes. So these are self-tapping screws. They're a very coarse thread and they'll hold into the plastic really well. The trick with these is not to over tighten them. Now I've got a 8mm socket on the end of a sort of a screwdriver handle. This gives me the right amount of torque. It makes it really easy to install. You'll feel it cutting its own threads in there, and just don't over tighten them. You just need to snug them up nice and firmly, and that's all that's needed. So I've got these two installed now. Beautiful. I'll just show you there. That one there is installed, and that one there too. So what we'll do now is, so we can get access to the 3 bolts underneath there, you can't quite see them, I'm gonna remove this table. Okay, I've just removed the hinge pins in the rear door table here, and I've just got that rear door table hanging there. Now I've got access to these holes here. So we'll go ahead and drill those and attach those. Okay, so we'll drill these holes. I'm just going to drill it straight in. No need to mark these ones because the holes are right there. Just make sure you center the holes in the middle of that bracket. And we'll get these screwed in. Again, just remember not to over tighten. Okay, we've got the door back on and we're pretty much done, just in time for the rain, but that's looking pretty sweet. You can tell, you can see that the door closes, no worries. Fits nicely in behind there. And just to show you how much room we have, you can easily fit, this one's already been drunk, but you can easily fit a Coke can in there. So you can imagine how many you get in there, with at least 6 or 7 or maybe even more. So a very handy little space there. You might even want to cut those straps off because they're pretty useless now. So that's the Prado 150 rear door cage.